Welcome to Crossroad Journal Explainer.
Okay, so let's talk about a wild idea. Money that you actually have to pay to hold on to.
Sounds crazy, right? But it actually happened in this little town in Austria.
So back in 1932, unemployment was just skyrocketing. So the town tried something different.
They printed their own money, and it came with a really weird rule if you just held on to it.
Basically, you had to pay a tiny fee every month just to keep it valid. So people spent it fast.
And the result? Well, this money changed hands 463 times in just 1 year. It was incredible.
And get this, the national currency, it only circulated about 21 times. The difference is huge.
But what did that actually do? Unemployment in town dropped by a quarter. That's a massive impact. It worked so well, in fact, that the Austrian National Bank got scared and shut it all down. So what was the thinking behind this? Where did this crazy idea even come from?
It all started with a guy named Silvio Gesell, a merchant back in the 19th century.
See, he noticed that unlike food that rots or goods that need storage, money doesn't cost anything to hoard.
And because of that, people with money can just sit on it, waiting for better returns. They can stall the whole economy.
So, Gesell's solution was simple. Make money behave like everything else. Make it decay.
He basically said money should have a small fee if it's not being used, just to keep it moving.
And that fee? It wouldn't go to a bank. It would become public income, maybe even lowering taxes. Okay, but how would you even do this today? Without physical stamps on cash?
Well, with digital banking, it's easy. Imagine 2 accounts, one for spending and one for saving.
This would create a huge pool of capital that could be loaned out without charging any interest.
But Gesell said this money idea, it's not enough on its own. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
For it to really work, you need 2 other major reforms, one for land and one for taxes.
The land reform is key. It stops people from just hoarding land instead of hoarding cash.
Then, tax reform. The idea is to tax pollution and resource use, not people's paychecks.
So you put all 3 together, and the goal is a totally different kind of sustainable economy.
So you have to wonder, could this century-old idea actually help us today? It really makes you think.